Happy New Year. Welcome to season 2 of Streaming Wars, the show that helps you wade through the endless sea of streaming content. I'm Chelsea Schwartz.
I'm Yael Teagle.
And we've got a very special brand new season for you guys. We're actually going to change up our format a little bit. We're going to gamify Streaming Wars. And at the end of every episode from now on, there will be a winner in terms of which streaming service we think is currently doing the best job.
Each week, we are going to be talking about things we're excited about, things we are not excited about. We will be awarding points, taking away points, deciding things aren't worth taking away or giving points. I'm so excited about all these points because in the end, we will have a winner each week.
And you know, the most important part of this new system is that the points actually don't matter. Nobody's actually winning anything here. And we can do what we want. It's a little bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway, but for Streaming Wars. Because we figured if the name of the show is Streaming Wars, there might as well be some sort of war.
Absolutely. And this week we are starting with, as always, a prediction as to which studio or network or service will be winning. I'm so excited to start. Chelsea, who do you predict is going to win?
It's a really good question. Looking at where we're going this week and what's happened since Christmas and New Year's, I'm going to say it's going to be a close call between Netflix and Disney Plus, especially as we're getting closer to the Marvel content coming out. Definitely going to have a lot of excitement there. But as always, I just feel like Netflix is going to come out on top. They just really seem to know what they're doing. What about you?
I want to predict differently. I want to say something else, but unfortunately, I think you're right. I think that Netflix is going to win this week. I think Disney Plus isn't going to win until WandaVision is out.
As much as I love Soul, you know, like we'll see. I don't know. Let's see. So to start things off this week, we wanted to talk a little bit more about Bridgerton. Now, we gave you a quick glimpse at Bridgerton on our last episode and just told you guys to make sure you watch it over the holiday break. But now you've seen it, let's talk about it.
Yeah, this is not a show for me. This is not my type of thing. Bridgerton is so good, and I get why people love it. I think that the passion with the characters, the story is interesting. And I've seen some critiques online that I think are very fair. I'm going to give it 6 points because it is good, but there are some fair critiques on it. What do you think, Chelsea?
I definitely agree. It's a great series. I love my synopsis of it in last week's episode was that it was like Gossip Girl meets Outlander and Downton Abbey. But I love some of my friends online have been talking about how to them, it's more like 50 Shades of Grey meets Pride and Prejudice, which is also a fair point. No matter what, there's something to love about this show. I think the pacing of it, because I'm not much for this kind of drama normally, is really good, except for there's like 2 episodes right towards the end where I'm like, I don't need this drama right now. So just because of that moment, I want to take away points because I wanted to give it a 10. It did get renewed for a season 2, or at least it looks like it is because they already have it on a production calendar. So that's exciting. So I'm giving it 8 points.
All right. I'm going to add one more just for Lady Danbury herself because she is the best character and I think she deserves her own point.
All right, that's fair. And speaking of Gossip Girl-like shows, we also got some interesting news from HBO Max this week about their Gossip Girl reboot.
Yeah, I was not excited about a Gossip Girl reboot. I wasn't a Gossip Girl person the first time, but based on the cast that they have put out, this looks like it should be pretty interesting. I know, are you a Gossip Girl person?
Oh, I was a huge Gossip Girl person all the way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are you thinking about this? Are you excited?
Well, in general, I'm getting really frustrated with the amount of reboots. Some things should be held sacred, and I'm just over the nonstop.
And Gossip Girl is one?
I'm not saying Gossip Girl is sacred. I'm saying things like Labyrinth being made into a new movie. That is sacred territory. There's also just redundancy and a lack of creativity, I feel like, happening in this world in terms of entertainment. But Gossip Girl, I did want more from the original show, so I was curious what they were doing. And it looks like we're jumping 8 years ahead. It's been 8 years since the site shut down and a new group. So like 2 full cycles of high school have now passed, you know? They're restarting it. And what does that look like now? And social media has changed and smartphones have changed. And I guess it could be cool. I'm giving the reboot. It's supposed to come out in 2021. I'm going to watch it. I'm intrigued. I'm cautiously intrigued. 3 points to HBO Max.
Oh, interesting. I was also going to do 3 points because I think that their decision to add more diversity to the cast is nice. So 3 points just for that. Yeah, I think we're on the same page on that one.
Sounds good. On to more exciting topics. As we mentioned earlier, Marvel content is coming to Disney Plus, starting with WandaVision next week, January 15th. So today we got some exciting news about the WandaVision theme song, which is a new original song by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, the duo that wrote Frozen, all the music for Frozen. And I'm absolutely obsessed. It is the perfect like 1960s black and white like theme song, like 4 points just right there for WandaVision. I'm so excited for the show.
I'm also very excited about this show. I have been waiting since forever. We all have, and the push to January has been killing me. That said, I'm so excited. I'm hesitant to give points before it comes out, but my excitement is 8 points worth. Like, I'm so stoked. Maybe 8.5. 8.5. I'm so excited. They get an extra half point. I cannot wait for this show.
Yeah, for sure. I cannot wait for more Marvel content in general. You know, it's been nearly 2 years since Endgame came out, and we've just had nothing, unless you count Spider-Man, which is a co-MCU movie with Sony. I was like, but even that was still a year and a half ago. So, I mean, first of all, taking 2 points away just to Marvel, which is not Disney Plus, just to Marvel for making me wait so long, even though we're not actually comparing Marvel to anything here. But I did realize the other day, with WandaVision coming out on the 15th, that the episodes are not going to be bingeable. You're not going to watch them all in one go unless you wait. And then you're probably going to get spoiled, and nobody wants that. So I went, wow, these are weekly episodes. So there's 8 episodes of WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier starts March 19th. And I got my calendar out, and I started to count the weeks. And then I started to look like Loki's supposed to come out in May, and Black Widow's coming out in May, and Shang-Chi's coming out in like July 9th or 7th, something like that. And we've got 2 more Marvel films at the end of the year. And then we've got Miss Marvel and Hawkeye. And there's 6 episodes of Miss Marvel, and there's 8 episodes of Hawkeye. So I counted all of the weeks of content. And they're starting, there's 46 weeks worth of Marvel content. There's 52 weeks in the year. The first 2 weeks, we have no content because none of this starts until January 15th. So there's only 4 weeks of this year that we will not have brand new MCU related content. And I am so excited. My nerd heart is so happy. So literally, I've got this theory that basically their plan is to make sure that we have new Marvel content every week, which means that I think I might know when Loki is coming out. They've only said May, but it looks like it's probably going to be the 14th or the 21st. That's my prediction. So first of all, right? This is huge news, huge rumor building news. I'm so excited though. So first of all, let me just say, Marvel, good job, because after a year and a half of waiting, this is the content that I wanted. And I'm just giving 10 points flat out to Disney Plus right now.
That's amazing. This reminds me of the old days of Netflix, where we would have a show come out a weekend. And so now you had that weekend and the next week to watch it, because Friday, a new show would come out that whole weekend. And it was doable because you could binge it. You had a whole week to binge and catch up to the next week. And now there's just so much. And I wonder if one day soon Disney Plus will be there where we will have too much to watch each week. I can't wait. I like this. I want to give you points for your beautiful minding of this. I give you 10 points for the math. 10 points for math.
Thank you. I love that so much. And honestly, let's give 3 points to Netflix for the golden old days, because I missed the golden age of Netflix when I wasn't bombarded by this nonstop amount of content that I will never have enough time to watch.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those days. But there is content coming out on Netflix that we both really enjoyed. Let's talk about A History of Swear Words. This, we briefly touched upon it before. This is Nicolas Cage hosting a docu-series. I love a docu-series. I love a documentary. So I don't know why I wasn't interested in this at all, but then it turned out to
Well,
be
I
pretty
know why I
fun.
wasn't interested in it. It's because Nicolas Cage was associated with it. And I was like, Nicolas Cage is crazy. And I don't really like his films or watch them. And I was like, I don't need to watch this, not to mention it's a comedy series. And they said that Sarah Silverman was also part of it. And I find her a little too much for me most of the time. So I went into this like, nope, no way.
It's interesting because I went into it as like okay, that was how I felt. So I, it's pretty funny and it's educational. It's edutainment. That's the word, edutainment. Um, and it's not bad. I think it's 4 points. It's not bad. It's entertaining.
I'm actually gonna say I was pleasantly surprised, like on the border of like obsessively rewatching the episodes because there's so much being spliced in and thrown at you that you can pick up new things every time. And it was actually really fascinating learning the actual history of how far back these words go. And Nicholas Cage's version of crazy that he brings to it, like he does with everything, was actually the perfect casting for this. So I'm going to give it 6 points to Netflix.
Wow. Netflix is killing it.
All right. Time for the rapid fire portion of our show where we go through a bunch of headlines of bullet points. We might talk a little bit about one or two of them. And we're either going to award a point to the positive or to the negative just to help some of these services rack up some points. Starting off with Peacock. I had an interesting discovery over this holiday break. While trying to research some 1970s films with a friend of mine who needed it for a podcast he was working on, I ended up discovering that Peacock's library is full of very rich 1970s films, including a lot of Academy Award winning films. And I finally found a reason to log into my Peacock for like the first time in a month. So 1 point to Peacock.
I love that. Discovery Plus, which you may have heard of over the past like week and a half. These commercials have been everywhere. Discovery Plus includes Food Network, TLC, Animal Planet, IGTV, OWN, A&E, History, Lifetime Travel Channel. Basically, the TV shows you had in that package of cable that you used to pay for that you never watched, those channels are now available in their own service. And I don't know why we keep doing this because I don't know if you are aware, fellow viewers, BET Plus exists, AMC Plus exists, Shudder exists. There are so many of these tiny little services that are very niche that no one asked for, that you don't have and you're not paying for, but Discovery Plus is now available. I'm taking a point away because stop it.
I do have to say that I heard about Discovery Plus and I was like, why? Why? I don't want any more services. And then I looked at the content that they're pulling into Discovery Plus: Food Network, TLC, Animal Planet, HGTV, OWN, A&E, History Channel, Lifetime, Travel Channel. It keeps going. I was like, that's kind of legit though.
It's,
I have
I
no
believe,
points for
$4 or $5.
I have no points for it though.
No. All right, moving on. The Flight Attendant on HBO Max. I know that a lot of people really loved this show. I couldn't get past 2 episodes. I was done, but maybe I'll check it out because it's gonna have a second season. I'm giving it a point because I love Kaylee Cuoco and because she got herself a second season.
Absolutely. And the show honestly was a big surprise for me. It was very dramatic and suspenseful. I had a hard time digesting episodes, but it went to a place I did not expect, which point for originality right there for HBO Max. And I'm excited for season 2. And
Yeah.
speaking of season 2s of things, Earth to Ned, the next batch of 10 episodes, which is technically season 1 still, but they never told us more episodes were coming. So it's like a surprise season 2, is now available on Disney Plus. And I watched half of it last night and I'm in love. Alan Tudyk is the first guest of the new batch of the season and you can't go wrong. So 1 point, Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'll also give them a point just because we had someone from Earth-to-Net on our show. So they get a point.
Yeah, and if you want to watch that, just go back into that hashtag show archive on YouTube or IGTV and watch us talk to Paul.
As we remember, Quibi died, and Roku is in talks to acquire all of their content. I am giving 1 point to each, to Quibi, to Ted Quibi, and to Roku, because I wanted to see Quibi content, and now I can, maybe.
Which is interesting because we like, in terms of points, the only things in our show going forward that we're supposed to actually be giving points to, even though we give points to everything, are the streaming services themselves. But Roku is like somewhere in between of like being a platform that hosts streaming services, yet is a streaming service, and it has originals now because I guess Quibi will be their originals, and I don't understand what's happening, so I'm taking a point away from both of them. Anybody confusing
Perfect.
me, I'm taking a point away, which actually, speaking of Hulu live TV, so not Hulu the streaming service, but if you pay for Hulu and its live TV version, you will now be able to have access to all of the Viacom CBS content. So that's CBS, MTV, VH1, all of that stuff, which is an interesting move as Viacom CBS is about to rebrand CBS All Access into a brand new service called Paramount Plus, yet is finally giving their other content that they've been holding so tightly onto to Hulu live TV. 1 point taken away from Hulu and Paramount. What the hell is happening?
Agreed. 100% agreed. They are losing a point for me as well.
Awesome. All right. And our final last little rapid topic for the day, speaking of more season 2 information, launching yesterday was the beginning of Dickinson season 2 on Apple TV Plus, which was a great half-hour series that aired when Apple TV first launched in 2019. I can't believe that was 2 years ago, technically, in the calendar years. But we now have more Dickinson, and 1 point to Apple TV Plus. Quality content.
I love Haley Steinfeld. I love this modernization that they did. Agreed. 1 point. Let's tell everybody about our new exciting challenge that we're doing. I'm so excited. Each week we are going to challenge ourselves and our viewers to watch something that we would never watch. This is our challenge yourself topic of the week. This week, we are challenging ourselves and you to watch Best Leftovers Ever on Netflix. Let me read this little description we got. Decadent pasta from day old fries. Skillful cooks transform tired leftovers into tantalizing new dishes in this wildly creative culinary competition.
This series is available for you to watch on Netflix. It sounds like a disaster to watch. Not necessarily that the show is bad or the food is bad, but just nothing of what I would be interested in, which is why we're challenging ourselves to watch it. And we're challenging you too. So next week we can come back and discuss the show. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe I'll learn a thing or two about cooking. Who knows?
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out because I'm not a cooking show person.
Nope. Definitely not my thing. All right, it's time to announce this week's winner. Drum roll, please. That was my drum roll. I know it was horrible. Great. Next week, I'll just bring my bongos out. That'll be fun. So it looks like Netflix won.
Soccer.
But it was a close tie. Look at that. It's really close to Disney Plus, just like we predicted. So, it's all because of that Marvel love, No, I will not bow to sponsors. It's Wayne's World. It's Wayne's. I'm just kidding.
Wonderful. Congratulations to Netflix who won this week's streaming war. Also, I guess congratulations to us who are going to check out Best Leftovers Ever. So
yeah,
exciting.
and to everyone else that's going to watch with us, because I know you all are. Thank you so much for watching our brand new season opener for Streaming Wars. Tune in next week to see if Netflix can keep their title or if another service takes it away. We'll find out. Otherwise, make sure you smash that subscribe button.
That's true. People say that. Smash it. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.